You're taking a live look over the city of Atlanta right now, all quiet at Centennial Park as protesters plan to return tomorrow to remember Tyre Nichols. Just hours ago, Memphis police released videos that they say incriminated 5 now former police officers involved in the arrest and eventual death of Tyre Nichols. 2 Shelby County deputies were placed on leave as well.
Now, the 3 videos are from body cameras from arresting officers, 1 from an overhead surveillance camera. All show Nichols' graphic beatings. 11 Alive gathered a diverse group of journalists from across our newsroom to view the video, including my co-anchor Ron Jones, a former police sergeant himself. Now, we are not going to air the full video, but only choosing to add portions of that video just to give you context of that encounter. Once again, a warning, these are extremely graphic and disturbing videos, and it could be triggering for some viewers. This is the first video police released showing a body camera of officers pulling Nichols over around 8:25 local time the night of January 7th, allegedly for suspected reckless driving. The video begins with officers trying to arrest him using pepper spray and a taser.
Stop! I'm not doing it!
But you can see Nichols get up and run away. Fast forward 7 minutes later when officers caught up with Nichols in a cul-de-sac. This is the look from a pole surveillance camera, showing officers struggling with Nichols, but you can see he's on the ground and not cuffed. At one point, you can hear Nichols screaming for his mom. Beginning at 8:33, in a span of 3 minutes, the officers kicked him in the head 6 times, punched him in the head 6 times, and one officer came up with a baton, striking him 3 times in the body. And this does not include the amount of pepper spray that was used on Nichols, so much that even impacted the other officers. After the beating, you can see officers dragging him, leaning him up against the cruiser, with both hands cuffed behind his back. It took several minutes before anyone checked his pulse and breathing. Take a look. As the officers were just standing around, you can see Nichols fall over a couple of times with no one helping him. It was about 20 minutes later when an ambulance finally showed up to take him away. Well, as you can imagine, a lot of reaction tonight to the videos released of Nichols' arrest.
Yeah, we want to turn now to 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn. And Cody, you got a few different perspectives on this.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted to reach out to several. We reached out to a retired law enforcement officer, a local attorney who deals with excessive force cases, and the NAACP. Their consensus by all 3, Memphis police have a bigger problem on their hands that goes beyond this beating.
I cannot believe that this would be happening, especially after the lessons of the past few years.
Atlanta attorney Eric Fredrickson specializes in cases involving police excessive force.
I have to tell you, I'm also shocked.
A sentiment shared by attorney Gerald Griggs, president of the Georgia NAACP.
And this was a really brutal beating.
Both attorneys believe this isn't a one-time thing within the Memphis Police Department.
This seemed to me from the onset like this was regular course of conduct. I would not be surprised if this was not the first time that this has happened, because for you to be that comfortable with that level of aggression, that level of language, that level of force with a body cam rolling.
There's no way that 5 officers could allow this kind of, to stand by and participate in this kind of conduct if it's not a widespread cultural problem.
A retired Fulton County Sheriff's deputy agrees with the attorney.
So for officers to continue to act above and beyond, and you know that you're being recorded, you would have to go back and look at the culture.
Charles Rambo also pointed out.
It comes back to, the culture, behaviors that are banned in principle but tolerated in practice.
Now, another point brought up, rank. Why did the senior officer on scene not step in and say, hey guys, that is enough, stop this? And again, it's not about, a sergeant, a captain, it's just whoever the senior officer was, stop it.
And it is part of the culture. So when you think about it, when they're going through the academy, they're taught one thing when they're in the classroom, but usually when they get out there, sometimes you may have a wayward officer say, hey, rookie, I know that they taught you that within the academy, but this is the way we do it out here on the street.
It's going to be very interesting to see the DOJ comes in and investigates this department, what they find as far as the culture inside this, and has this been something ongoing for years.
Absolutely. All right, Cody, thank you.
Yeah, and there'll certainly be a lot of eyes on this as we continue to move forward. We do have a link to that full video from the city of Memphis and a statement from our process for choosing what video to show. You can find that on our website, 11alive.com.